What's up everyone, it's Aaron from Rudy Visuals, and in today's video we are checking out the new and improved Desview T3 teleprompter, which is the successor to the T2 teleprompter which we reviewed about almost a year ago now. And to be completely honest with you, the T2 has literally been on our main camera here when filming YouTube videos for pretty much like every single video that we've done in the last 12 months. With this thing, I've been able to review my scripts, read out loud, and it's made creating like review videos and YouTube videos like this one so easy. So is the new T3 worth getting over the T2? And if you're not currently using a teleprompter, should you go and buy one? Well, the short answer is yes and yes. If that's all you need to hear, then great, but stick around if you want to know exactly why. By the way, a big thank you to Desview for sending us in a T3 teleprompter for review. This isn't a paid or sponsored video in any way, but they were kind enough to send us one of these for free to review. So a big thank you to Sarah specifically at Desview for making this video possible. So just in case you're not aware what this is or what it's for, a teleprompter allows you to see text, your script, while simultaneously looking at your camera through some trickery with mirrors. This means that you don't need to memorize what you're saying and you're not kind of looking slightly away off camera, which can be pretty annoying for viewers. These particular teleprompters are designed for content creators and YouTubers in mind, but would also work great for pretty much any kind of video work where you need to memorize and speak, you know, like educational videos, like tutorials, online presentations and things like that. We've been able to shoot and film these kind of YouTube reviews, like no exaggeration, literally 10 times faster than we might otherwise take. Now you can still buy the T2 version for around £90 on Amazon UK, whereas the new T3 is around £120. And while they do pretty much function the same, this T3 is definitely a much better device overall and worth the additional £30 price difference, in my opinion. So let's start off with the overall build and design. Now to be honest, it's pretty much a plastic box with a mirror inside, and there's some mounts for your camera and your phones and devices. There's nothing really special there, but compared to the T2, it does have a few quality of life upgrades. For example, all of the mounts and screws can now be done completely toolless. This protective cover now slides off a lot easier as well, compared to the older model, which would sometimes slap you in the face. And while it is mostly plastic, it does feel a little bit more solid and rugged, a bit thicker in places, which just helps to make it feel a bit more sturdy. And the improvements don't just stop there. It can now support tablet devices up to 11 inches compared to 8 on the older model, and also now supports wide angle lenses up to 24mm compared to 50mm on the T2. So this was a really big complaint on the older model, as if you tried to use like a wider angle lens, you'd end up getting like really bad vignetting around the edges. So this means you can use the T3 with a much wider range of cameras and lens setups, and bigger smartphones and tablets too. Another really useful upgrade is the inclusion of these two cold shoe mounts on the top here, which means you can now add and customize extra devices and peripherals like monitors, lights, and mics. This again is something that you couldn't do on the T2. So overall, lots of very useful upgrades that just make the T3 a little bit more useful and more convenient in general. So being toolless, setting up the T3 for use is really easy. Your camera attaches to the back of the teleprompter with the use of these included adapter rings. There's a number of different sizes that should fit most of the most common lens thread sizes, which you simply screw onto your lens and then slide into the back of the teleprompter. And for mounting a smartphone or tablet, you can use the provided clamp here with a range of these foam shading rings to suit your phone's camera setup. I pretty much always use a camera attached to this rather than a phone, but both are fairly straightforward to set up. Once your devices are attached, download the Desview app available on both Android and Apple devices, and you can pair the remote via Bluetooth to control the app, and that's pretty much it. The app itself is nothing fancy, but it works just fine. You can like copy and paste your scripts into it. You can edit in the app itself. You can change the font size, control the speed, and with the remote, you can quickly flip pages. You can pause and play, and also speed up the scrolling speed of the text. Now, I don't have the best eyesight in the world, but I found the text, you know, is very clear, very easy to read. I'm about like, what is this, like half a meter away from the camera, but even if I go back further, it's still relatively easy to read. Now, on our review of the T2 teleprompter, I did get some people saying that they had issues with like light leaking, reflections and vignetting, and having the edge of the teleprompter in frame. Now, I always use a zoom lens. I film these videos at 50mm near enough, so I never experienced any issues with that. I've tried this T3 at 24mm, and again, not seeing any problems with the image. No issues with lighting or reflecting, no ghosting or anything like that. Now, obviously you are putting another layer of glass between you and the lens, but I struggle really to see much of a difference with and without, other than some slight tinting, which can be pretty adjusted easily in Premiere. Now in terms of issues, to be honest, it works as intended, so there's no real issues there from what I can see, as long as you use it within its limitations in terms of its like focal length support and so on. My only gripe is with the way the camera and ring sits onto the teleprompter. So I'll demonstrate that here. As you can see, it slides into the back here, and it's not going to fall off, but I mean, it is secure, but it just doesn't feel that strong to me. If you do shake it hard enough, you know, it does wiggle, it does move, and even like this slides about. There's no way to really tighten this or like secure it fully. You can actually support this with a light stand or something like that, just to provide it with some more support. But let's say if you do have a heavier camera lens setup, add a monitor on top of that, a light, it seems like quite a lot of weight for this kind of like ring system to support. I think for most people it's probably not an issue, but just definitely worth mentioning if you are going to plan to use this with like big heavy cameras and lots of accessories. Bottom line, this is basically just a mirror with some plastic around it, and that doesn't seem like much for £120, but for me personally, this is completely worth the money when you consider the benefits. Not only does it save you time filming when you're not messing up your lines or constantly forgetting what to say next, but it also saves you editing time as well. So without the teleprompter, my 10-minute long edited video might originally have been like 30 minutes to an hour with all those mistakes that I have to cut out and trying to remember my lines. But with this, the unedited file is maybe 15 to 20 minutes because there's a lot less mistakes. So you're saving yourself a huge amount of time by using a teleprompter. In addition, for me at least, I feel kind of like more natural. I feel more confident in front of the camera when I know and I can see what it is I need to say. So, you know, some people might prefer to improvise, but I much prefer reading off a script that I prepared, even if I just have some bullet points to go off. Not to mention the fact that it's better for you, the viewer, to have me looking you directly in the eyes into the lens. So in the past, I have tried using like a tablet slightly off center, like there or there, and then the inevitable comments come in saying, dude, I love your review, but you're not looking at the camera. So, you know, it is off-putting. So yes, £120 is a lot for a mirror and some plastic, but you're getting a lot of benefits. So for me, yeah, it's completely worth the money. It's a relatively small outlay for something that is a huge time saver and makes the process of being on camera and creating videos like this easier. It will improve your confidence. So if you're a video creator, a YouTuber, or even if you make videos for work, like cooking tutorials or educational resources, classes, meetings, online presentations, this is pretty much going to solve a lot of problems for you. So a big thumbs up and a big recommendation from me. If you are interested in picking one of these up for yourselves, there will be links in the description below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Desview once again for sending one of their T3 teleprompters to us. If you have any questions, leave them down there in the comment section below, and follow us on socials. Hit that like button, subscribe, bell notifications, all that good stuff. And I guess I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching again. Peace.